The world watched in shock as Pope Francis made an unexpected announcement that would change the course of history. In a moment filled with anticipation and silence, he revealed his resignation, leaving billions stunned. But the real surprise came when the name of his successor was announced, a name unfamiliar to many yet carrying deep significance. That name was Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. Cardinal Tagle, a humble leader from the Philippines, was chosen to take on the enormous responsibility of leading the Catholic Church. His journey from the streets of Manila to the highest office in the Vatican was nothing short of extraordinary. His appointment as Pope marked a new chapter for the Church, one filled with both hope and uncertainty. The weight of 1.3 billion souls now rested on his shoulders. As the new leader of the Catholic Church, every action he took and every word he spoke would be closely examined by both the faithful and the skeptics. Would he bring about change? Would he uphold tradition? These were the questions on everyone's minds as Cardinal Tagle took his place as the new pope. His ascension to the papacy was a seismic shift in the power structure of the Church. It signaled a break from the norm, an unexpected turn that left many surprised. While some saw it as a beacon of hope, others reacted with skepticism. The traditionalists within the Church, who had long clung to rituals and doctrines of the past, felt the ground shift beneath their feet. The balance between tradition and progress was delicate, and the path forward remained uncertain. For many, Cardinal Tagle represented a new era. His compassion, humility, and deep connection with people made him a beloved figure, especially among the poor and marginalized. His ability to relate to everyday struggles made him stand out in a church often seen as distant from the realities of ordinary life. His presence among the people, his visits to the sick, and his efforts to bring justice to the oppressed made him a leader who truly embodied the values of the Church. Yet leading the Vatican was no easy task. The institution, steeped in centuries of tradition, had its own internal politics and challenges. The Curia, the governing body of the Church, was known for its resistance to change. Would Cardinal Tagle be able to navigate this complex system, or would he face opposition from those who feared his progressive views? As he stepped into his new role, whispers of change echoed through the halls of the Vatican. The world outside was evolving rapidly. Technology, social norms, and global issues were reshaping society. The Church faced existential challenges, from declining faith in many regions to pressing concerns such as climate change, inequality, and social justice. Cardinal Tagle, with his modern sensibilities, seemed uniquely positioned to address these issues. But would he be able to bridge the gap between tradition and progress? His papacy was filled with promise. Many hoped he would bring renewal and transformation to the Catholic Church. Others feared that too much change could lead to division. The debates had already begun, with voices on all sides weighing in. Would the Church move forward into a new era, or would it struggle to adapt to the modern world? Cardinal Tagle's leadership style was rooted in humility and service. He was not a man of grand gestures but of genuine connection. His rise to power had been marked by unwavering faith and a deep commitment to helping others. His work in the Vatican was a continuation of his lifelong mission to bring hope to the hopeless and advocate for justice. He had always been a champion of the poor, a defender of the marginalized, and a voice for those who had none. As he took his place as Pope, he faced both immense support and fierce opposition. The traditionalists in the Vatican viewed his approach with suspicion. They saw his emphasis on inclusivity and social justice as a threat to the established order. On the other hand, many young Catholics and reformists saw him as the leader they had been waiting for, a pope who could truly connect with the modern world. The challenges ahead were significant. The Catholic Church, with its long history and deep-rooted traditions, was at a crossroads. Would it embrace change, or would it cling to the past? Cardinal Tagle's leadership would determine the direction of the Church in the years to come. His first papal address was highly anticipated. People around the world, both Catholic and non-Catholic, watched as he spoke for the first time as Pope. His message was one of unity, compassion, and hope. He called for an inclusive church, one that embraced all people regardless of background. He challenged world leaders to address pressing global issues, emphasizing the need for justice, mercy, and love. His words resonated with millions, but they also sparked debate. Would his papacy be marked by bold reforms, or would it struggle against the weight of tradition? The answers remained uncertain. What was clear, however, was that a new era had begun. As the days unfolded, Cardinal Tagle faced numerous trials. The world was watching, waiting to see if he could truly bring about meaningful change. He had already demonstrated his ability to connect with people on a personal level, but leading the global church required more than just compassion. It required strategy, resilience, and a willingness to make difficult decisions. Would he be able to reconcile the divisions within the Vatican? Could he bring unity to a church that was often torn between tradition and progress? His actions in the coming months and years would determine his legacy. Some believed he was the Pope, the world needed, a leader who could modernize the church while staying true to its core values. Others feared that his reforms would go too far, weakening the foundations of the faith. One thing was certain: the Catholic Church was entering a new chapter, one that would be filled with both challenges and opportunities. Cardinal Tagle's papacy would be a test of faith, leadership, and vision. Would he succeed in leading the church into the future? Only time would tell. As the world held its breath, one thing remained clear: history was being made. The journey ahead would be difficult, but for many, it was a journey worth taking. The story of Cardinal Tagle, now Pope, was just beginning, and the world was watching every step of the way.